938 Live gets you talking with The Breakfast Club.
Welcome back to Breakthrough with Mind Edge. This program brought to you by Mind Edge. Get the winning edge with Mind Edge. Talking today all about training your brain. And starting off this morning with memory power. In the coming weeks, we'll also be talking about concentration. Now, Alan, is there any limit to the performance of your memory?
Based on our extensive research, validated in neuroscience, and based on our battlefield experience in training the Singapore memory team and winning the World Memory Championship, right? With practice, this is the key. With the knowledge, know-how, and practice, there is seemingly no limit to memory performance. One thing I want to talk about right now is your working memory or your short-term memory. Now, if you are given a telephone number, for example, now can you remember it? Those 8 digits. If you can remember it, then you are using your short-term memory. But can you recite the number from back to front?
Oh, wow.
If you can do that, well, then you are using your working memory. Now, why am I talking about working memory? Because for many students who are not doing well in school, actually, they need to improve their working memory. That is the key, because based on extensive research done by University of York, they even concluded that working memory is the engine of learning. That means it's the primary indicator of academic performance. If your child cannot keep information in the working memory, they will have a really hard time remembering in the long-term memory or recalling during exam, okay?
So in other words, if it's in your working memory, it's likely to stay in your long-term memory.
Yes, with review. But if the information just evaporates from your working memory, forget about it. You can read and read and reread, but you are not keeping the information.
So you gave us a tip on how to memorize phone numbers, for instance. You know, if you can recite them back to front, that's an indication that you might be able to make it stick. But how do I make things stick in my working memory?
Okay.
Every day.
Yes.
You know?
Well, first of all, you need to improve or strengthen the skill of memory, or what we call the memory muscle. You've got to condition and exercise, okay? Well, why don't we jump into an example? Is okay? For students who are studying the 7 types of energy, now, we are going to go at this very quickly, okay? So just work with me and Bharati. Well, what are the 7 types of energy? Let's go over them very quickly. Number 1, kinetic. That means based on movement. Okay. Number 2, sound. Number 3, gravitational potential. Okay? That means based on height and the force of gravity. Okay. Number 4, of course, heat and light, right? Number 5, chemical potential, like the chemical energy stored in food. Number 6, elastic potential. Okay, like a rubber band and so forth. And number 7, electrical. Question: how do you memorize the 7 types of energy?
Okay, I've just cheated because I wrote all of them down.
So the point is, most students, they just repeat, right? They just cram, and then I know after exam is all gone. Okay.
That's true.
To strengthen your skill of memory or your memory muscle, now, right now, use visualization. That means use your mind's eye, imagination, and also association, what we call story linking. When you attend a workshop this weekend, I'll show you more. Our trainers will teach your children how to do it. Now, let's create a story. Now, work with me very quickly. So, Bharati, see yourself running, okay? Running with your MP3 or MP4 on. So
okay, so that's
MP3,
kinetic
MP4.
And sound.
Exactly.
We've got
I
2
want
there.
you to see yourself running up the mountain top.
Okay, defying gravity. That's number 3. Yeah.
And now at the top of the mountain, you're getting a suntan.
So
What's
it's
that?
hot.
Hot, that's heat and light, right? You're wearing your cool sunglasses, yes? And then now you're hungry. You eat a burger. What's that? Not that it's healthy, okay? But you're just using
so
example.
Unhealthy, but
so
yes.
It's chemical energy stored in food. The burger.
Okay.
And when you bite on the beef, wow, it's chewy. It's like
it's like rubber band, so elastic. Yeah.
And lastly, you know what? It even gives out electricity, and it shocks your tongue. You remember it, right?
Okay, so now
you got it.
We've got a story. So in other words, running towards the mountain with your MP4. So running is kinetic, MP3 player, that's sound.
Yes.
And then going up the mountain, defying gravity. Excellent. So that's number 3. Once you get there, you get a suntan. So it's hot and there's light. So that's heat and light.
Exactly. Good job.
Eating a burger, chemical energy in the food. And then it's so chewy, you've bitten, it feels like a rubber band. So that's elasticity.
Really good.
and electrical energy as it gives off the electric vibe, for instance.
You ace the question.
Okay, to be frank, I did write it down, so there was some cheating going on. But that's a simple story to remember.
Yes, but that's
right?
the point.
And it also gives you what you need to remember.
Yes,
it helps
and
you
it's
remember
easier
those
for you to
things.
remember. It's more fun, right? But at the same time, this is the key. You are now exercising your brain rather than just using the primitive method of cramming and cramming and cramming.
Okay, so create those stories for yourself. And in fact, this would make learning fun even. And parents can help their children create those stories. Now, if you want to know more, do attend the Mind Edge workshops this weekend. The workshops are free if you're a 9th grade live listener. Be sure to attend with your child aged 7 and above. They'll really benefit from this. We've got one workshop happening this Saturday, 17th May, from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Another one on Sunday, 18th of May, from 1:45 to 4:45 p.m. I'll give you that number to call in just a moment. But Alan, you said that, in fact, children can also join the FUNtastic Brain Clinic program. Do you have any details on that yet?
Well, come and visit us this weekend. Is very important. Let me share with you, and for the very first time ever in Singapore, okay, and the seats are really limited because we're flying the 2 master trainers from Edublox to Singapore this June to train your children to accelerate the learning and to achieve breakthrough results. So come this weekend, and my team of trainers and I will share more details with you.
Okay, so this weekend's workshop, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Another one on Sunday, 1:45 p.m. Both happening at Mind Edge at Singapore Post Centre. It's right next to Paya Lebar MRT, so very easy to get to as well. Just call this number, 6345-1618, to secure your seats, 6345-1618. Next week on Breakthrough with Mind Edge, we'll continue talking about memory and introduce you to concentration and how to optimize that for you and your child as well. Breakthrough with Mind Edge, brought to you by Mind Edge. Get the winning edge.